Hey YouTube, welcome back on this balmy Friday evening for video number 2. Yeah, video number 2, I'm paying a penance for my excess of last night and not doing my video because, well, like I said, train wrecks occur and they're entertaining. So, today I want to discuss with you in this second video about routine. We discussed order in the last and creating a space that works for you. What you also need to create is routine. Now, I'm not saying that this is something you need to do immediately when you start ordering your space. No, one bite at a time. Remember the elephant. Don't choke. You got to eat the thing, but you know, let's do it in meals. So, this is the next meal. Routines. And the reason I say that is because routines will help you. You have a limited amount of brain space, limited amount of brain energy. You ever taken a test and at the end of it just felt drained? When all you really did was sit there, use your eyes to read, and scribble in the little boxes. Why? Because you were using that muscle that's in your head. Whew, you were overtaxing that computer. Brain work's tiring. You gotta have capacity. So, if you have to think about when you're gonna shower, and think about brushing your teeth, and think about getting your coffee, and think about putting your clothes on, and think, and think, and think, and think, and think, you have no time to think about anything else. So what you need is routines. I go to bed at this time. I wake up at this time. Now I have a little variance in there. Sometimes I'm an hour late, hour early. It happens. But when I go to bed, I do this for my sleep routine. Whether it's half an hour before I get off the screen, I grab a book, I grab a cocoa or a well, probably not a coffee, but a cocoa or, you know, old-fashioned hot milk, whatever. I just kind of bring it down, coast my way into La La Land. And, you know, if you're using a book, book's a good way. Book's helpful, depending on what you're reading. I like to read for escapism when it comes to nighttime because, you know, it makes for better dreams. But what you need is you need a routine that you don't have to think about. It's just kind of automatic. And the way you build that is through discipline, repetition. I woke up, now I do this, now I do this, now I do this. Then the day starts, and well, then, you know, I mean, you can't orchestrate your entire day, but you can orchestrate these tiny routines. And you'll find at outside, it'll maybe take a month before it is set. It's just what you do. You don't have to expend any brain power doing it. You don't have to think about it. It's what you do. That ordering your chaos by setting up routines is going to help you. And I'm sure you can see why. If something's automatic, you don't have to put any thought into it. You just go and do it. Which means that you can think about stuff while you're doing it. That ain't the stuff that you're doing. Routines allow you the flexibility. Believe it or not, I know it sounds weird. Routines are, you know, rigid and they're schedules. Yeah, have to stick to them. Routines aren't rigid and they aren't schedules. Routines are taking the things that you already do and systematizing them so you don't have to think about them. Do you have to think about running maintenance on your computer, or does your computer just do it? Your computer just does it, right? Usually. But you had to set that up first. Routines. You set up that routine, that morning routine, that afternoon routine, that after work routine, that night routine, and you're going to find in short order that you got a whole lot more brain space, a whole lot more brain energy, a whole lot more capacity to think it through and really think it through and not get tired while thinking it through. Because a lot of times you just give in to yourself because, I mean, God, work was exhausting and the kids were driving me nuts and Jesus, all the chaos in my life. I can ask myself these questions, but the answer you're going to get is superficial because I ain't got the energy and I ain't got the time to delve that deep. Well, let me ask you this. Does it do anything for you then? Or are you just laying another layer of delusion? What's not really real for you? Because you're not willing to go deep into these conversations with yourself because you don't have the time or the brain energy. So, order and routine. I'm not saying that you have to make a rigid schedule. The schedule's yours. Write it up however you damn well please, as long as it fits your needs. And then repeatedly, over time, build it into a routine. So that's literally all I got for you on that one tonight. If you have any questions about setting a routine, if you have any questions about anything, feel free to leave a comment. I go through them. I will take the time to respond. Not only respond, I'll engage in conversation, and it could go deep. We could really work some issues if you really want to. I've got nothing but time right now, so please feel free to take advantage of it. If you found this little vignette of information about routines and standardizing so that you don't have to expend the brain energy to think about it useful, hit a like, hit a subscribe. There's a lot more to come. We're just getting started. This is day 3 and I took off yesterday, so 3 days and 3 videos. We're going to keep chugging along and building this community as we go, and I hope to see you in it. Much love. Y'all have yourself a wonderful weekend.